What's happening around the world and what's happening here at home? A very good evening to you. This is Weekend Primetime News and I'm Sandro Ferdinando. Let's start off with a look at your headlines.
Motion on creating a new constitution presented to Parliament.
විවස්ථා බිල්ලෙක් රටට මවන්නට හොඳ නැහැ. අපිට අවශ්‍ය සුන්දර වූ විවස්ථා දරුවෙක් බිහි කිරීම.
Sivaraja Jenivan, pardoned by the President, returns home.
When Naikya අපේ රටට අවුරුදු 50කට කලින් හම්බලා ලැබිලා තිබුණා නම් අපේ රටේ සිදුවෙච්ච විනාශය සියල්ලම නොවෙන්න තිබුණා.
Hirunika Premachandra arrested and released on bail. Putlam fisherman run over by tractor.
Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe tabled the motion in Parliament for the creation of a new constitution. Leader of the House, Lakshman Kiriella, seconded the motion.
The motion was compiled by a sub-ministerial committee headed by Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe. Presenting the motion in Parliament, Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe said that there is a need to create a new constitution based on several factors. Abolishing the executive presidency, removing the preferential vote system, assuring the people of a public represented election system, strengthening the democratic rights of all citizens and providing a constitutional solution to the national issue are some of the factors mentioned by the Prime Minister. Accordingly, a committee comprising of parliamentarians will be formed to prepare a draft of a constitutional bill and it will be referred to as a constitutional assembly. The Speaker of Parliament shall be the chairman of the Constitutional Assembly and there shall be 7 deputy chairmen of the Constitutional Assembly. The Constitutional Assembly will appoint several subcommittee and a steering committee chaired by the Prime Minister will also be appointed. The other members of the committee would be the Leader of the Opposition, Leader of the House, the Minister of Justice and not more than 17 members of the Constitutional Assembly to be appointed by the Constitutional Assembly.
Prime Minister shall at the first meeting of the Constitutional Assembly present a resolution for the adoption of the Constitutional Assembly calling upon the steering committee to present a resolution proposing a draft constitution bill for the consideration of the Constitutional Assembly.
Expert aid is to be sought for the creation of the draft constitution. Public opinion will be given priority. The proceedings of the Constitutional Assembly and its subcommittees shall be open to the public. The subcommittees shall submit their reports to the steering committee within 10 weeks of the appointment of each subcommittee. Upon the consideration of the reports of the subcommittees appointed and the Public Representation Commission, the steering committee shall submit a report to the Constitutional Assembly. The Constitutional Assembly shall thereafter debate the general merits and principles of the report and the draft constitution and may also debate proposed amendments. The steering committee shall thereafter submit a final report and a resolution containing a draft constitution for the consideration of the Constitutional Assembly. If the Constitutional Assembly approves the resolution on the draft constitution by a 2/3 majority, the report and the draft constitution shall be submitted to the Cabinet of Ministers. The bill shall thereafter be published in the Gazette. The President shall thereafter refer the bill to every provincial council and seek their views. The Prime Minister shall thereafter present such a bill to Parliament.
If not less than 2/3 of the whole number of the members of Parliament vote in favour of the said bill, it shall be declared as duly passed by Parliament by a special majority. Thereafter the bill shall be submitted by the President in terms of Article 85(1) of the Constitution to the people by referendum for their approval. If the bill is approved by the people at a referendum, the constitutional bill shall become law after being certified by the President.
The Prime Minister added that he expects the support of all public representatives in Parliament.
We discussed the constitution. We proposed for the participation of all. If not, this will not be possible. Although we say that there are 5 parties for the working committee, that number is higher. Some come from 3 opposition parties. If that happened, there will be around 500 members here and not 225. You belong to the 3 opposition parties. I did not say anything. We hope to involve everyone. We want to work together. MP Anurakumara Disanayake was somewhat hurt. No, come with us. This was initiated because of you. If not, we would never have reached this stage.
කමන්නේ නැහැ. දැන් ඒකද ඔබතුමා කිව්වේ නිසා තමයි මේක පටන් ගත්තේ. නැත්නම් මෙතෙන්ට ඔය එන්නෙත් නැහැ. කොහොම හරි
Hari. Order please, we can discuss that later. Agamatuma,
MP, there are means of obtaining power. Come to this side. Join with the consensual government.
ඔබතුමාලත් මෙහාට එන්න. ඒකාබද්ධ ආණ්ඩුව වෙන්න. එතකොට හරියට
Following the Prime Minister's statement, President Maithripala Sirisena made a special announcement on the process followed to prepare the new constitution.
ආණ්ඩුක්‍රම ව්‍යවස්ථාවක් කියන එක ගලේ කෙටු තත්වයක අවශ්‍ය නැහැ කියලායි මා විශ්වාස කරන්නේ.
I believe that the constitution of a country should not be like a stone inscription. During the past 1 year, when operating within the limits of the executive presidency, some have raised the view of what is wrong with the executive presidency. It may be because of the manner in which I operated. Another theory is that the 26-year-long conflict was won because of the executive presidency. If one assumes that the executive presidency must prevail under such a notion, what we can assume is that do they hope for a war in the future? This is the question that I have now. What we need is not to continue with the executive presidency but introduce reforms and changes aimed at preventing the island returning to war. The people of the south are afraid of the term federal. The people of the north are afraid of the term unitary. However, the extremist elements in both sides attempt to take the wrong advantages through this. We witnessed what happened at various locations in the past few days. The most respectful Mahanayaka asked me that there is a view that the security forces are to be restructured under the advice of another country, and would it not pose a threat to national security? I must make it clear that we must not create a constitutional demon for the country, and what we must do is create a graceful constitution that would be like a child. Certain groups have stated that Sri Lanka is trying to receive advice from foreign countries to draft a new constitution. No country has created any impact in this respect to Sri Lanka. But we must accept the truth and the reality. I call on everyone concerned not to propagate rumours and not to create restlessness in the country.
Opposition MPs convened a media briefing in Colombo to comment on the motion that was presented to create a new constitution.
අද දින රජය සම්මත කිරීමට තිබුණු යෝජනාව
The motion the government wanted to be passed was not able to be passed. It was only read out in Parliament. The joint opposition has presented the amendments from our side. Our stance is that the final product should be one that reaches the people after the Supreme Court takes it into consideration.
බාර දී තිබෙනවා මේ වෙන විට අවසානයේදී ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨාධිකරණයේ හරහා ජනතාවගේ අතට පත්වෙන අනුමැතිය සඳහා පත්වෙන ක්‍රියාදාමයක් ඉතා පැහැදිලිව අප ඉදිරිපත් කර තිබෙන ස්ථාවරයයි.
අදම යෝජනාව ඉදිරිපත් කළා අදම සම්මත කරන්න හිතාගෙන හිටිය ආණ්ඩුව
The government that hoped to get it passed today simply presented it to Parliament. They postponed the debate and the motion. It was postponed so that the amendments presented by the joint opposition can be taken into discussion. If the amendments that we present are accepted, we will not object the process of creating a new constitution.
සංශෝධන යෝජනා සාකච්ඡා කරන්න අපි ඉදිරිපත් කර තිබෙන සංශෝධන යෝජනා පිළිගත්තොත් ඒ ආකාරයට නව ආණ්ඩු ක්‍රම ව්‍යවස්ථාවක් ඇති කිරීමේ ක්‍රියාදාමයකට අපිට විරුද්ධ වෙන්න අවශ්‍ය වෙන්නේ නැහැ.
අපි අතිගරු ජනාධිපතිතුමාව මුණ ගැසුණා පෙරේද දිනේදී රාත්‍රියේ ඒ අවස්ථාවේදී ජනාධිපතිතුමා
We called on the president on Thursday. The president said that he was given the people's mandate and that is one that will not see the public referendum take place for constitutional amendment. The joint opposition informed him that he has not obtained the power to call for constitutional amendment without going for public referendum.
ජනවරමක් එතුමාට ලැබිලා තියෙනවා කියලා. ජනමත විචාරණයකට යන ආකාරයේ විවස්ථා සංශෝධනයකට එතුමා බලයක් ලබාගෙන නොමැති බව අපේ ඒකබද්ධ විපක්ෂයේ කණ්ඩායමට එතුමා දැනුම් දුන්නා.
After the motion to create a new constitution was tabled in Parliament, parliamentary sessions were adjourned to the 12th of January. Members from the ruling party and the opposition expressed their views to News First. This country is in need of a new constitution that will resolve the burning issues of the country and will set the foundation for the future. There are certain groups that are not with this. They do not have a public view. They always attempt to disrupt this. The call of the people was to make a constitutional amendment and create a new constitution to take this country forward. A constitution is to be created with the participation of the parties and the MPs that represent Parliament. Everyone's view will be taken into consideration. If one called the Prime Minister is attempting to have unlimited powers and make decisions, the JVP will intervene to defeat that process. These matters are serious in nature. They are attempting to take the powers of Parliament to the outside. That cannot be done. It is the responsibility of the government to create a constitution that everyone can agree on and move the country forward.
I think the President have very clearly mentioned that we as politicians have to safeguard and make sure that there won't be any problem or violation or any sort of a war in this country, but we have to safeguard the people and this country.
The former LTTE cadre Sivaraja Jenivan, who was pardoned by the President, returned to his residence in Achueli, Jaffna.
Jenivan was charged with initiating a suicide bomb attack on the VIP motorcade of then Minister of Agriculture Maithripala Sirisena in 2008. Sivaraja Jenivan, overwhelmed with joy, spoke to News First.
Thanks to the President, I am back in my hometown. I respectfully thank you, the President. During my entire life, I never heard of such an act being done by a President of any country. I have only heard that His Holiness the Pope had done something like this. If we had a leader like you 50 years ago, the national issue that is in the country and the destruction caused to the country would have never taken place. You are the only leader in the country accepted by all communities and loves all communities in an equal manner. I pray to God that you become the real father of the nation by resolving the national issue and the issues of political prisoners. I will always remember what the President did to me. I do not know how to express what I feel. Words fail me. In our childhood, we were never taught what our motherland and the national flag and national anthem is. No one brought harmony to us. The previous political leaders of the country must be held accountable for that. The country is faced with this situation because they did not create national unity back then.
Events were held yesterday and today as well to mark the first year anniversary of establishing democratic rule in the country.
The Civil Security Department yesterday organized a puja at the historic Tantirimale Rajamaha Vihara by lighting 2016 lamps. The Manim Market Trade Union organized a Parithrana Dhamma sermon yesterday. An almsgiving took place today. A tree planting ceremony took place at the Sadham 7 International Buddhist Information Institute in Rajgiriya under the auspices of President's Coordinating Secretary, Attorney at Law Rajika Korituaku. Parliamentarian Venerable Athuruliya Ratanathera was also present for the event. Cement bags were presented to low-income families in this event.
Sadham 7
This program, which commenced at the Sadham 7 Institute by planting of a Na and a Kumbuk sapling, will be carried out across Kotte. If a tree can save the nation, we believe that the President will render an insurmountable service to the nation. A photo exhibition took place for the second day today at the Independence Square in Colombo 7 in line with the first year anniversary of the establishment of democratic rule.
Have we forgotten?
On the 1st of August 2013, locals from 28 villages, including Ratupaswala, demonstrated seeking clean drinking water. In order to disperse the protesters, the security forces used high-pressure water cannons and tear gas. The incident claimed the lives of 3 people and left over 40 persons injured. Among the injured were 9 military personnel. The Colombo Crimes Division was vested with the responsibility of investigating the clash. The Army commander appointed a committee headed by Major General Jagat Dias to lead a separate investigation. Number of committees were appointed to investigate this incident. A decision was made to produce the military officers and soldiers identified to be involved in the tense situation before the Human Rights Commission. Gampa Superintendent of Police Vijitha Kumasaru revealed to the Gampa Chief Magistrate that it was under the instructions of the Inspector General of Police that the army was summoned to control the demonstration. Police headquarters refuted the claims made by the SP. Even after 2 years after the incident, the military spokesperson said that the comprehensive report on the evidence related to the incident is yet to be compiled. Speaking in Parliament, Minister of Law and Order said that 10 army soldiers had opened fire to protect life and property and that they have been identified.
We all have issues over this matter. We need to decide whether we are going to appoint a separate commission or whether we are going to appoint a select committee. We favour an investigation. There are many issues surrounding this.
මේ සිදුවීම සහ ඒ පසුපස තිබුණු ගැටලු සහගත භාවය
This incident and the issues surrounding it are centered around the political transformation that took place on the 8th of January. It is imperative that this government take action to investigate this, take the necessary legal and political action. However, rather than making any direct steps towards this, they are evading this by appointing committees and wasting time.
කාලය මරමින් කටයුතු කිරීමක් තමයි දක්නට ලැබෙන්නේ.
Have we forgotten?
The National Police Commission has called for a report on the police investigations on the death of a youth in Amilipitiya be produced.
The funeral of the youth who died following an incident said to have taken place at a private function will take place tomorrow. Police media spokesperson ASP Ruwan Gunasekara stated that an order has been issued to the wife of the deceased by the Amilipitiya Magistrates Court. The order prevents the body being taken to the Amilipitiya police and prevents the funeral procession hampering vehicular movement. Further, the group taking part cannot harm life and cannot engage in violence.
Parliamentarian Hirunika Premachandra was arrested and was presented to court today.
MP Hirunika Premachandra was arrested at a residence located down Havelock Place by the Colombo Crimes Division. We sought legal advice from the Attorney General on arresting MP Hirunika Premachandra over the abduction of a youth on the 23rd of December. On advice obtained, she was arrested today by the Colombo Crimes Division.
කොළඹ අපරාධ කොට්ටාශයේ නිලධාරීන් කණ්ඩායමක් විසින් අයව අත්අඩංගුවට ගනු ලැබුවා.
Later she was produced before the Colombo Magistrates Court. Colombo Additional Magistrate M.M. Nihar ordered that the MP be released on 2 sureties worth 100,000 rupees each. Court also instructed MP Premachandra to be present before court on the 25th of January.
The police had presented a complete report with regard to the incident. They asked that the suspect be remanded until the 12th of this month. However, taking into consideration the nature of the case, the contribution of the suspect with regard to the investigation and the completion of the investigations, the Honourable Magistrate granted bail.
Former President Mahinda Rajapaksa visited the Bahirava Khanda temple in Kandy today and engaged in religious observances.
The President also called on the chief incumbent Venerable Yatawate Dhammananda Thero and the members of the Sangha at the temple. If we proceed in this manner, the whole parliament will become one party. When there is a ruling party, there is a need for an opposition in a democracy. For democracy to prevail, there needs to be an opposition. The ability to save that too is with the Sri Lanka Freedom Party.
Former Minister of Finance Ronnie DeMille was felicitated at an event in Colombo today. The event was organised by the Colombo branch of the past scholars of the University of Ruhuna.
The event was held under the auspices of Senior Professor S.G.J. N. Senanayaka, the Vice-Chancellor of the University of Ruhuna. The services of Ronnie Dimel in establishing the University of Ruhuna was appreciated at the event. Ronnie Dimel is incidentally the finance minister who presented the budget at many occasions more than any other Sri Lanka finance minister. My health situation is very weak. I am not engaged in politics and it's been a while since my retirement. For the past 2 weeks I experienced difficulty in seeing. I see darkness. I can see the people but I cannot tell who they are. I came here despite of these issues. Why? Because of the love I have for the University of Ruhuna and the people of Ruhuna. That will never change.
A fisherman at a location where a beach scene or a dragnet was being pulled by a tractor on the Periyapadua coast in Mundalama was killed after being run over by the tractor.
The use of tractors to pull in the beach scene or drag nets is deemed as illegal. However, this practice is evident across many locations on this coastline. Police said that the deceased fisherman was holding on the end of the net on the beach. The deceased was a 67-year-old father of 2 from Periyapadua. He was run over when the tractor was reversing. They tie the net onto the tractor and pull it. This causes damage to the coast. The driver of the tractor was arrested by the police.
A woman residing at a lodge in the Puakpiche area in Avisawella was found dead with her throat slit this morning. Police stated that her husband had carried out the murder. He too had killed himself after consuming poison. The conduct of a driver of a bus plying on the Kottawa Piliyandala road who did not give way to an ambulance travelling on the Piliyandala Jaligoda road was recorded on a security camera. The manner in which the ambulance applied its brakes in a bid to stop an imminent accident and how the equipment that were in the ambulance falls out as a result of this was also recorded in the cameras. A person was killed after being knocked down by the Colombo-bound train from Vaunia at the Timbri Kadawala area in Anuradhapura this morning. Our correspondent stated that he met with the untimely death when crossing the tracks while carrying his bicycle. 2 cyclists met in an accident during a bicycle race in the Mavanala town this morning. 3 people who were injured in the incident are receiving treatment at the Mavanala Hospital. A fire erupted at a line of houses in the Brunswick estate in Muskele this morning. Our correspondent stated that 18 houses were destroyed by the fire.
An event was held in Mathura under the patronage of UNP MP Buddhika Pathirana.
The 18th batch of students who will follow English, Sinhala and IT under the Samadhi Community Development Foundation program were enrolled today. Today we saw a constitution for the 3rd time, if not the 4th time, if you also take the Soulbury constitution into consideration. Because of the constitution, the parliament meets today as a constitutional assembly. Incidents like this have been witnessed only twice in our history. In our country, the blue and the green has never come together as one government. Therefore, if we lose this opportunity, those politicians who represent the blue or the green will not be forgiven by the society. We need to critically think and decide on how to move forward with this opportunity.
And with that, we wrap up Weekend Primetime News. For the News First team, I'm Sandro Ferdinando. Do take care and good night.